of us, the homies, the crew, the family. Hope you're having a great start to your year. As a Packer fan, I'm actually having a decent year. Why? Because sometimes you just got to move on from bad coaching, just like sometimes you got to move on from bad positions. We're going to talk about positions in the market. You know what it is here. We discuss the market sentiment, we go over the charts, and we try to prepare our traders for the next 2 days. Trade Talk goes live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Eastern, and our TA on Monday is for the next 2 days, just like Wednesday till Friday and Friday over the weekend till Monday. We had some TA discussions on Friday, and we're going to get into what we saw, were we right, were we wrong, and we're going to vibe out as always. So here's a couple songs. Been working and making a few songs here for us, so this should be cool. But this one here, it's called the Novex State of Mind.
Yeah. From the basement charts to the blockchain hearts. Listen. Yeah. Started out broke with a broke exchange, hidden fees in the code, everything felt strange. Every trade that I made, someone skimmed off top, like a hand in the pot when the beat just dropped. I needed proof, not a promise in a pop-up ad. Tie graphs with a mask on, looking all bad, so I linked with the devs who could read that chain. Turn a loophole scam to a straight lace lane. Novex, where the numbers talk back in real time. Every tick on the ledger in a clear line. You can trace every step like a shoe print. Whole history on display like a blueprint. No suit in the middle trying to take their share, just code and the keys and the crowd in there. Grit in my voice, but the math stayed clean. The central with the dream, now we built this machine. Novex got the block on lock, from the first little lot to the well side stock. Put the keys in your hand, not a man on top. If the legend say it hit, then you know it don't stop. Novex with the real ones trade. Every tick, every fill, every move we make. Transparent when the big banks fade. This that new ground floor that the old world paved. It's that new ground floor that the old world. I seen charts get cooked like a Sunday meal. Fake volume on the books, that synthetic feel. Central desk with a smile and a hidden clause. Hit accept and regret when you read those laws. Novex different, peer power in the protocol. Every node, every vote, every local call. No hush back door, where the rules get bent. Just 1,000 little minds in a loud consent. You want yield, earn it with the risk you chose. Not a secret little lever that nobody knows. If the spread too wide, market maker slide. But the rules sit still while the bids collide. I keep my wallet in the palm of my own hand. 12 words tighter than a gold band. If I moved in the block, write the whole scene, stamp it on chain like a tag on a clean G. Novex got the block on lock, from the first little lot to the well side stock. Put the keys in your hand, not a man on top. If the legend say it hit, then you know it don't stop. Novex where the real ones trade. Every tick, every fill, every move we make. Transparent when the big banks fade. This that new ground floor that the old world trade. This that new ground floor that the old. You want trust, that's code you can read. You want speed, that's blocks at full speed. You want choice, every pair, every seed. Whole globe in your screen, whole fade in your D. Novex where the register. From the block to the box, we align that spread. From the charts to the hearts, put the light up bed. If the math don't match what the suits just said, we let the hash speak loud for the crowd instead. I move smart, I don't chase green ghosts. I play stops where the fear live close. I stack game, little wins in a tight road. Risk capped on the downside, light low. Novex taught me how to see that slip. How a tiny little cup make a whole ship tip. Now I scan every feed like a verse I wrote. If the bar don't add up, then the line get cut. We got charts on the phone, phones in the back. Limit orders on the book where the depth stay fat. From the kid with a bill to the fund with a fleet. Same rules on the rail, same price on the sheet. It's that flip of the frame, from the fuel to the crowd. From the closed velvet rope to the voices loud. I'm just one more mind in the net so wide. But the trade hit hard when the swarm decide. Novex got a block on lock, from the first little lot to the well side stock. Put the keys in your hand, not a man on top. If the legend say it hit, then you know it don't stop. Novex where the real. Novex where the real. Novex where the real. blocks of color, living stream. Every wallet, every dream, plugged into the same bright beam. Orders in the air, I can feel the ledger sweat. Every number, every share stays exactly how you care. From the cold night staring at a chart alone, to 1,000 voices on a single note. I was chasing signals on a borrowed road. Now the keys sit heavy in my private code. This is Novex, I own my move. On-chain heart with something to prove. Cross-chain doors, I'm breaking through. I choose my risk, I write my truth. This is Novex, I hold my faith. Set my price, I calibrate. Future in my hands, I won't hesitate. Novex, I elevate. Every fill is clear, every spread laid crystal here. No more shadows, no more fear, just the math and people near. Swapping worlds in one bridge, a market tap and done. Every cycle, every run feels like standing in the sun. Used to chase a rumor and a flashing light. Now I read the pattern in the chain by night. If the rules bend, we can make them right. Every wallet is a signal in a shared new ride. This is Novex, I own my move. On-chain heart with something to prove. The future in my hands, I won't hesitate. Novex, I elevate. Raise your hands if you feel that same. One by one as the ledgers link. We don't wait, we don't ask, we build. Every block laid down by will. Take control, take control, take control. Watch it all unfold, from the first small trade to the tidal wave. Every tiny gain, every loss we braved. We are writing rules that we never had. Turn the fear to fuel, turn the risk to bright. This is Novex. This is Novex. Yeah.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's a couple songs. I could always run a couple more. The Novex music goes in, baby, but you guys know how we roll. 10 minutes of music. We got a couple hundred people watching the stream. This is why we always do this, just to kind of build up the rooms, let a couple people get there. Maybe I should start the show at 11:30 Eastern. So by noon, people can trickle in and always be on time. I don't know. We'll see how we do this. But what's up, everybody? You could have been anywhere else this morning, but choosing to vibe with us is really what brings us to our motivation sequence, where we keep showing up for you, our community. We work on giving you the best market sentiment possible. We usually don't miss, but let's just go with the thought that what have you done for me lately? Right? Calling market bottoms and tops, it's all good and all, but what about the next play? And that's how Web3 works. That's how we roll. It's not about what we've done, but what we're gonna do, baby. So we're ready. Let's get to it. Let's tap in and check in with a couple people here. First off, our main co-host, as always, Andreezy Monizy. There was a call today that came in through the police announcement system, and it was out of Missouri. And anytime anything comes out of Missouri, I get worried. Okay, I started checking your phone, your location, and I may or may not have secret hidden cameras across your location. Once I saw that you were fine, you were eating some watermelon, I eased off the panic mode gas pedal, and here
Yeah.
we are today. Happy you made it, and that was not your distress call.
Well, you know what's funny is over the weekend there were some monkeys on the in St. Louis, ironically enough. So it was dangerous times here.
Did you say monkeys?
There were monkeys on
Is
the
that
loose in
is that
St.
what you guys
Louis. Look
call
it
the
up.
homeless people now? Bro, is it okay? First of all, are we talking about
It
animals
was
or are
dangerous.
we talking about the homeless? Oh my goodness.
We're talking about animals, little.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ah type stuff, dude. No. Oh my goodness, bro.
Yeah,
That's
some
I'm
little
looking
King Kongs
I'm looking
pounding
it
their
up now.
chest. Look it up. Look. What's good, everybody? This is Trade Talk. We're back after the weekend. Good to see all the homies showing up deep again, man. I knew it was just a matter of time until we migrated all the homies to the stream. But guys, we do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 Eastern. This goes out to LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Rumble. So regardless of where you're tuning in from, make sure you're following me and Clutch. Hit the sub button because guys, don't miss this. We do a little bit of everything. We play some chess with games, but what we mostly do is watch the charts and make money. It just gives us some downtime. But these episodes are all about getting to the money with Novex. So you know, guys, and this is powered by Novex. So of course, make sure you're following Novex and jumping that Novex TG. And I'll tell you a little bit about Novex in a minute. But the way these episodes go down is, you know, we, like I said, we're all about profits and getting to the curve in the market. So I got a check-in question for everybody. We'll throw it around, check in, you know, maybe figure out how it could impact it a bit. Then when we'll throw it over to Clutch. Clutch will look at the charts, seeing he'll call a range for the next 2 days. He'll call direction for the next 2 days. Try to call a trade of the show, and probably be about an hour. We wrap it up, but we'll be back later. But guys, I got checking question. I'll throw it out there and let everybody think about it. Then I'll tell you guys about Novex a little bit real quick. So, and that the love affair between crypto AI could be coming to an end, because in the very near future, AI and crypto could be in heavy competition for electricity resources, and I think that's pretty interesting, right? Because we all know crypto, or Bitcoin in particular, it takes up a ton of electricity. They're you know, Bitcoin miners as a whole, generally use more electricity than a lot of nations, but AI is on track to use 27% of the United States electricity by, I believe it was 2030, or somewhere in that range, or in the 2030s. So like if I is going to be using 26% of the electricity and wide, how much is left for big, right? So what do you guys think about this? Do you think we're going to find ourselves in a situation where there's a major electricity war between Bitcoin miners and AI data centers? But yeah, we'll get into that. We'll check in with everybody, guys. Let me tell you about Novex real quick though. Novex is the people's exchange. It's built by traders. You know, me, Clutch, and Ghost, the major exchanges as far as trading partnerships. So we know what we like to see, and that's what we made sure we had when we launched Novex here, right? We made sure it had all the bells. On top of that, we wanted to make sure it was a spot that was profitable, right, for the traders there, and that's what we done. The traders as a whole on the Novex exchange are profitable, and that's unheard of. You know, generally traders lose money. It's just traders are profitable because we do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and just feed you guys out. The main reason they're profitable is our Telegram, dude. Our Telegram, we stream this. I post some trades, Clutch posts a bunch of trades, and Ghost posts every single trade that he's doing, and that's why everybody's profitable, right? Ghost is telling you every time he enters, he's telling you every time he takes, if he hits a stop loss. And so that's how we keep everybody profitable, guys. So don't only make sure you're following and subbed and all that good stuff. Jump in the Novex Telegram, because that's where the trading, you know, all the trades flow through, and that's how you're going to be super profitable with us. And obviously also, but yeah, guys, that's why we're here. We're here to make sure everybody's trading profitable, and that's what we make sure happens. But let's throw it around. Let's check in, man. I'm curious what you guys think about AI and crypto, and if in the near future are we going to see a huge battle of electricity resources between AI and crypto, and who do you guys think is going to be the winner? But let's start the homie Massimo today. He was here bright and early. How you doing this morning, Massimo? What do you think about this AI and crypto electricity battle?
Good morning, fam. It's interesting because at the end of the day, obviously, there's only an infinite amount a supply of anything. However, I think crypto as a whole has been incredibly innovative over the years. So I am more so kind of, I guess we'll say, sitting back and waiting to see a creative idea. Or I should say more creative ideas. Like, we had a conversation on the last show talking about, there's literally a water tank, right, that was hooked up and operating a, what's it called? A miner, right? So I think you'll start to see, more creative ways to do that. I think it'll also start to, over time, we'll see it kind of be incorporated more into, natural things. Like we talked about it being incorporated into homes as a whole in general, right? I just think that, it won't be necessarily a battle as much as it is, turned into a competition to see who can get access to the easiest access and cheapest electricity.
Which side is going to have the cheapest electricity will probably be the winner in the end, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and I got to give the edge to the crypto innovators just because that's what they do.
That's what them crypto boys do. They innovate.
That's right.
Good to hear from you, man.
Too, brother.
I'm gonna throw it over to Alex next. Alex, how's it across the pond? Hope you had a good weekend, bro. What do you think about this? You think there's gonna be between AI and crypto for electricity resources, and who you think the winner is gonna?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could see that kind of being that way. I mean, obviously, there's been the run on gold and silver is kind of making everybody's building stuff for AI, for electricity. They need the silver for the solar panels and fucking gold for all the fucking chips and stuff. Yeah, I kind of think, the kind of an AI bull run at the moment, because everybody wants to get to that, what are they calling it? Agent or AGI. Yeah, you kind of feel that's where all the liquidity's gone at the moment. But you can't, like, I don't know. You see a lot of crypto is at that forefront of stocks and stuff. So AI and crypto kind of go hand in hand. Yeah. Whether there'll be a ultimate winner, just I don't know. Some people say that AGI is going to take a lot longer than some of the doom predictors are thinking. Yeah, it's on a knife edge, to be honest, mate. I wouldn't want to predict either way. Just nicely sit on the fence there for you. But a good weekend, man. Yeah, meeting up with some of the Web3 people in town and stuff. So yeah, other than that, I'm pretty good, mate. How was you?
I had a good weekend. That's cool. You got to meet local Web3 people. It's always fun to do that.
Yeah,
You know,
we've had a few pints.
you made a good point there too. So you have more than a few pints, but you made a really good point about the bull run maybe soaking up some crypto liquidity, and it's hard to argue against, because I mean the one outperform Bitcoin the past 3 to 5 years has been Nvidia, and that's like the biggest day I knew where they're made apparently. So it is interesting, that could be a tell of who the winner could end up being when it comes to this war, I'm gonna call it.
For sure, man. But it depends if AI is a bubble, and with DeepSeek being made so cheaply, we kind of had a little bit of a pullback last year. But yeah, I don't know. Anthropic's due to IPO this year. I think they're doing it sometime in Q2. Apparently, it's being valued at 300 billion for launch. So that'd be interesting to see if it pulls back. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see what the year brings us.
We'll see. Yeah, I honestly don't know a guy in the AI companies to be like, oh yeah, this is a bubble. I think there's plenty of movements that's gonna make. And I don't know. I don't know how many companies there are. I think I've seen some bubbles before, and it doesn't quite feel like one, but who knows?
I don't know.
But, good stuff, Alex. Good over in Europe. Let's check home. Oh, no, keep going up. My bad. Keep going. I think we just got a little delay here.
All right.
Yeah, I think the delay is you, Andrew. Do you have a delay? Because I don't know if anyone else does, but just keep that in mind. You guys, somebody has a delay, and there's like about a 3-second interruption there.
Yeah, like Zuckerberg said, he doesn't care if he overspends by 200 billion on getting to AGI. So it kind of makes you think, man, where all the money's coming from. Everybody must keep printing,
Yeah,
in
no,
there
for
before
sure.
the real bubble happened. Let's check in with Matt over in Europe. What's good, Matt? How you doing, bro? How was the weekend? And what do you think about this AI crypto battle? You think it's gonna happen? Who you think the winner?
Hey guys, what up? I hope you're all fine. Long time no see. I had good holidays. I'm fresh and relaxed. And here's my opinion. I don't really think there will be a battle, maybe something like a competition. But in the end, both is made for the same reason, to make the rich richer and the poor poorer. So both will survive. It's not a question what will survive. It's more a question what will be weighted heavier in the future. And for me, I think it's AI. This will get the most part of the used energy, but crypto will always exist. I mean, it's made for earning money, for doubling or tripling up or whatever. And yeah, they will not let it go. This option to make more money. So yeah, there will be a competition, but both will survive. Damn it, my headphones didn't work. Could you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's
Okay,
up,
nice.
bro?
So if someone answered, I didn't hear it. Sorry.
Nah, it's
Oh no,
Andrew has the little bit of a delay, so he's just kind of waiting a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Andrew is rugging it a little bit. So yeah,
Yeah.
like always.
Like always, what's different? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nothing changed the 4 weeks I was offline.
Nothing. We're still raising money for a better internet connection for the city of St. Louis.
All right, send me wallet address. I sent you some bucks.
Thank you, thank you. This works for the infrastructure. We'll call it the infrastructure bill.
Okay, the infrastructure.
The infrastructure. But yeah, good hearing from you, bro, and good seeing you around for sure. Andrew, are you back?
Yeah, thanks, Clutch. Feels good to be back again.
Yo, can you hear me, Clutch?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, for sure, for sure. That's good to have Max back holding it down in Germany. We're hitting UK, all areas of the globe, baby. We're gonna come back to the US here. We're gonna check in with Vegas, see what the weather's like, how you're doing. What's good, Pax? How you doing, homie? And what do you think about this AI and crypto and who you think the winner will be?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Did you hear Andrew?
Yeah, I can barely hear you. This stream is constantly having issues for me. Now when everybody speaks, it sounds like there's a voice changer on.
What? I don't know. I hear a bunch of static. This is not good. You guys don't know how to have good internet connection. Maybe if you're going to Starbucks and connecting to that Wi-Fi, maybe try the coffee bean. Less people, maybe better connection. I don't know. But how you doing, man? I know you sounds like a voice changer, but I'm not sure if you want to leave and come back. Dude, this is just I hate bad service. All right, anyone with a good mic want to come off a speaker? So if not, I'm just gonna go to the TA. This is atrocious.
Yeah, I'm gonna test my mic. How does this sound compared
It
to
it
everything else?
works. It works. So that's compared to everything else. It's not. You're rugging a little, but it at least works. Fuck.
That's a start. Let's go. Yeah, I'm super excited to see where AI is going to bring us in the future, but most importantly, how things are going to be affecting not only the charts, but how people are going to be utilizing AI, I guess, from the dark side to potentially manipulate the charts. So always something to be wary of, and which is kind of why I'm glad we do all this TA.
Heck yeah. Good stuff, Egon. It definitely does matter. So to me, electricity is free. We're learning how to harness the power of the sun and wind and hydropower. There's just all kinds of different ways to get power. So to me, if it ever got to a point where AI and crypto are battling for the energy cost, I just think they're gonna enter a couple different fields. Like there's already a lot of hydropower mining. So to me, that's just kind of what's going to happen. I don't know if there'll ever really be a battle for, who's going to take all of it. But if there were, I would have to guess that AI is going to win it. AI uses more electricity than crypto, and AI needs it more. And there's probably more usage around the world. If I were to say how many people use crypto, let's just call it 50 million people, which I doubt. How many people use AI? I mean, America and Europe alone use AI nonstop, and that's 100 million plus, right? That's just assuming a third of Europe and America, actually less. We're assuming that only 1/8 of America and Europe use AI, and that takes us to around 100 million people. So for me, I think that no matter what happens, you're always going to go with the one with the most demand that takes it. And that for me is going to be AI, just simply because of the demand of how many people are using it. There's a mass adoption event going on with AI, not with crypto.
Agreed, and I think it's been like that for a while. And to your point about the amount of people that are using it, it also, uh, I think the numbers get fudged, and AI is just going to win in the end, because how many people are using it without even knowing that they're using it? They said, "Oh, I just updated my iPhone." And I hit accept blindly on all these things, which automatically activates AI, Apple Intelligence. Same thing with the Siri devices and things like that. So yeah, it's getting it's going to be pretty ubiquitous. But people still don't know what crypto is. When they look at me like I got three heads when I try and explain it.
Yeah, I totally get that. I think you're much too low, Clutch, with your people that are using AI. I think in Germany it's like 90% that are using an AI without knowing it. You just type something in Google and you use
Right.
AI already. You use your messages on the iPhone and it uses AI. So yeah, I would say in the developed countries there's roughly like minimum
Right.
70% that are using it.
Oh, I was just going off of you can't fail by saying 10%, right? Of the billion people in Europe and
Yeah.
America, for sure 100 million people are using it. If I had to
Yeah,
take a
that's safe.
realistic, like The Price is Right, I would say 4 to 600 million people in Europe, America alone are using AI.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
right.
Exactly. We have
Banks
650 million people in Europe. How much do you have?
about
Uh,
380, close to 400. Yeah, under 400. So
yeah,
a
so
billion
we
people.
have we have the billion people, and yeah,
Right.
minimum. We are developed
Right.
countries, a
I
lot
mean, think
of
about it. Well, it counts if you're using AI and you don't know you're using AI. So a lot of these analytics tools, these AI
yeah,
intelligence
exactly.
tools, like you're right. So yeah, I think a lot more people are using it unknowingly
Yeah,
versus the ones that knowingly use it, right? So yeah, no, this is to me, I don't know if crypto can compete simply because AI is not being used for evil yet, right?
yet, yeah,
Right. So
absolutely.
crypto turns people off because you've seen people commit suicide because they've gotten rugged at a high rate, right?
Yeah,
You've seen just nastiness, billionaires getting disappeared. We can, for not using certain keywords, but like just the reality is that crypto is not a safe place for just anybody.
no, it's the wild west.
No,
It's the
right.
mother of the wild west.
You need people, yeah, you need savvy people, you need savage people, you need people that don't just fall for manipulation, right? Like the reality that crypto is what it is, right? Is something that is not very, like, it's not a very easy pill to swallow. I had
Yeah,
to learn that hey, just because I'm in crypto doesn't make me one of the 80% of crypto is like bad characters. So I have to like always fight that reputational hazard everywhere in my life outside of crypto. People
yeah,
here, what do you do? Well, kind of nothing. I'm retired, but I'm in crypto. bro, they look at me like I'm a criminal. I might as well be like, yeah, no, I'm slanging cocaine in my little miniature flight plane here. I fly to Cuba, and then from Cuba I go to Venezuela. I pick up, whenever I run out of fuel, I use the Venezuelan currency to burn, and provide more fuel. Like, no, of course, dude, like the reality is crypto has just created a stomping ground of like the nastiest of the nasty. It's brought the scammers from the phone service or the phone people, right? All the Pakistanians and Indians and all these Middle Easterns, bro, like that side of the things are here. It's brought the African princess, right? The prince apostrophe s, right? It's brought all the kings. It's brought all the freaking fake. It's brought all the bots. It's brought all the just nothing is real. And that's the reality with crypto, that like you don't know what is and what isn't. And this is kind of why people just take crazy, uncalculated, risk, and they just keep getting destroyed. So the way I see it is you can't have mass adoption is every time someone comes to visit your house, you open the door and you hose them down with freaking cold water in the winter. That's what crypto has been doing to people wanting to enter. Look, how many of y'all, first person I see, Egon, how many people have you tried showing crypto that now hates crypto because you showed crypto during a moment that like you weren't sure what was going to go down, but then a big old scam happened? There's got to be at least one.
Yep, I'm gonna go 90%. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
everyone,
cool. I have a few people that hate me because I mentioned to them crypto when Bitcoin was at like 120, right? And like the other day, someone hit me up and they're like, what's going on with Bitcoin? I bought and now I'm down like 40%. And I'm just like, bro, you bought the top? I was just celebrating how I just sold, So like the FUD doesn't work because I know what's up, but the reality is that those are the thoughts that are striking. So for me, I think the easy answer is simply AI is more important now. There's a lot of crypto that uses AI, and there's a lot more crypto that's going to use even more AI, functions to really process information, to really protect the market making, the arbitrage bots. Like there's just so much that's coming that hasn't been built, but there's no chance it'll work without the AI infrastructure that's really being put together. And this is kind of why Trump has been in this AI race with China. It's been a big deal. And the race for crypto has been there as well. It's mentioned, it's important. But the reality is that you can't have one without the other, it seems. So I think the more important one is the battle that AI is taking down. And to me, how long before AI does its own crypto, eliminating all these freaking scam foundations like the Ethereum, the Solana, the XRP, the Cardano foundations, all a bunch of criminals. They're all a bunch of criminals, and not by the letter of the law of whatever stupid regulatory laws their countries have, because they don't have any of that. So they can't possibly be criminals being convicted, but they're criminals out of the human crimes that these people do. Promoting ruggers and criminals is literally the Solana ecosystem. Ethereum, they're the ones that just go everywhere else and freaking rug. And XRP just completely using all your grandmothers and grandpas as exit liquidity. That's a human crime. Old people don't have more money to freaking go. They can't go work when they're 75, but they can buy XRP and then end up in your freaking basement, just like all the other young crypto bros. So like, dude, crypto is a saucy topic for a lot of people, because the reality is if you have 100 people in a room, 95 of them will lose at this crypto game.
I would say it's 98.
Hey, listen, I'm trying to be generous and give us a 5% threshold there. Damn, stop
You
it. Stop.
just need to visit Trade Talk, so we make it up to 5 only.
Exactly. But yeah, but no, for sure, bro. Andrew, are you back? How you doing? Hold on, there's a delay. He just heard it. Now he's coming off on mute. Oh, dude,
He's got to keep pedaling, man. He's got to pedal faster.
Bro, we got to figure out what's going on with this service. Hermit can connect. Loud Packs can connect. Massimo does connect, but he joins 19 times an episode. This one is the first one. He's only done it twice. Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on. I never have any service issues with Restream. I think it might be just time to I don't know, man. I might have to start this give everybody supreme Wi-Fi fund. Start hooking people up with like that 2 gigabit speed. But does anybody else have a take that they want to have for this AI versus crypto versus energy? Who's gonna win or who's gonna need more? No? Okay, great. That was phenomenal. That's actually a very good topic. It's important because that's part of the sentiment. How can crypto be in a competition with something that doesn't make you money? Well, that's wrong. AI actually makes you a ton of money. People are making money with AI nonstop. Eventually, AI is going to take all that work. What people don't understand, you teaching AI what to do for you so you can make money now is teaching AI how to eliminate 1,000 positions that could have went out to 1,000 other humans over the next 10, 20 years. So just be very, very careful with the things that you start making AI do, because it does freaking matter. So just so you guys know. But guys, trade talk, what we came for is the TA. So let me go to full screen here. I would appreciate if everyone mutes their mic so there's no feedback coming in. Unless the mic is not sounding clear, please let me know. But if not, let's get the show on the road. First things first, I'm gonna stop screen sharing this. I'm gonna just do the entire screen. And let's get it, baby. So let me just see if all right, there's my screen. Boom. We're gonna go to coin market cap. As always, we have to check the health of the market. And today we're sitting at 3.1 trillion market cap, a fear and greed score of 41. We were at 42 over the weekend. So we actually got a little more fearful this weekend. And it's interesting because we kind of are like trading sideways over the last 24 hours. You see very little green. If I were to tap on who's gotten the biggest move in the last 24 hours, you're going to see tokens like these. Non-existent value is just coming out of nowhere. So meaning exit liquidity scam pumps like this one. What the heck is Story? Monero. We know what's up with Monero. People are rotating into whatever they can, anything that's not Bitcoin, Ethereum, and these alts that just continue to get swept away. And now you have quietly Monero here hitting his all-time high. But after that, look at all this trash that you really see here. Pump.fun is one of the ones that is outperforming. Solana is here at ninth with a 4%. And that's the only one of that's noteworthy for you to really understand its performance. And then from there is pretty much it, right? You got a couple tokens like this one. I don't even know what Maple Finance is. It's the ticker Syrup, but it's up 0.72% over the last 24 hours and 11% over the last 7 days. So for me, when I start looking at all these things, I start realizing, man, these freaking market makers are rotating into other tokens, especially non or unforeseen ones like Monero and whatever the heck Story is. Typically, I'll like to go to Story, like in situations like this when I used to like scan tokens. I would go find the website here and just start looking at things like Story. What is this, right? Why is this the number one gainer in 24 hours? AI native infrastructure for IP. AI's next leap depends on unlocking the 80 trillion IP asset class. Story tokenizes IP and makes it programmable, from ownership to remix to monetization. So you can start building, explore. They got, let me see, look at all their partners, Azuki. Oh, they got let me see, David S. Goyer. So there's just a couple companies that I have seen before. So like a pretty good website, right? So that's pretty dope. Let's go see if they have an X. But like the reason why I'm checking this is like, is there validity to this thing being legit? So you start looking at the followers. So 580K, right? So here's what I do. So then I'll go to their latest post story 8 minutes ago, only 300 views. How do you have a post in 10 minutes with 600K followers with only 300 views? Let's go to one that's been around for 24 hours, January 11th. Story, only 12K views. So what's the moral of the story? Bought it. I'm not even going to entertain this freaking trash. Why won't they just have a token that has 20K followers and you don't have to bot it or fake it. I'm so against that trash. And this is kind of why I did this, just to show you guys how something being number one over 24 hours, this to me, exit frickin' scam. But hey, just to give you a little idea of how I break down coin market cap, how I can go look and start doing all kinds of stuff. Fear and greed at 41 tells me that people are just kind of trading sideways. The sentiment is trading sideways. It's not fearful. It's not greedy. It's just kind of there. We're in the middle of the pack and no one really knows what's going on. So these are the things that we have to pay attention to and kind of look at, right? So now let's go to trading view and go to full screen here. All right. So here's the thing that's very, very important. Before we go to Pumpy Dumpy, let's go to the CME. Because we have to identify which candle, all our CME standard procedure. So we know that last week we had left the gap, right? We had left the gap on it was Friday. We left the gap. We closed it. Finally, we closed it over the last couple days. Now, what's cool is on Friday. Oh, sorry, not Friday. 1 second. Tripping here. It's the chart. Okay. Sorry. So, anyways, on Friday's candle, the CME closed at 90,405. Today or yesterday when it opened, or today, we opened at 90,720. So honestly, no real gap there. There's $300 of a gap, but on the low, we wicked below that spot and took all that liquidity. So, okay, first things first, no gap left except the one at 20K way down here, right? We don't want that one. Nasty. Let's just hope we never get there. So CME wise, we need to go identify what's happening. Swing high that broke above. Are we commencing another swing high to scale here, heading towards the daily 200? That's potential, especially with these lower or these lows that are higher lows, right? So just to mark them, you had the test here. You then had the retest there, which is good. Then you had the swing low, swing low, swing low. All of those are higher, right? So in saying that, there's no real identifier here as far as it's over. There's no identifier other than, hey, it finally did dump and it seems to be consolidating, accumulating as well. So that's a good sign. So now let's go to the 12-hour chart to see if there's any upcoming bearishness or upcoming bullishness. Here's where we start seeing that on the 12-hour, we were below the 21. The 8 was heading towards the 50, and to create all this cross action to then dump us. And instead, we got a big pump this morning over the last 12 hours. There's 4 hours left on this candle. So over the last 8 hours, we've gotten this pump to get us above all the EMAs. So no bearish momentum on the 12-hour. Let's now go to the 8-hour. So again, I'm showing you what I do to break down charts. Same thing here on the 8-hour, right? We were getting ready to lose all that. The 8 was going to jump, and instead we ate that, and now we're pumped above the all EMAs. No bearish momentum left there. 6-hour, same thing. No bearish momentum left, but also no bullish momentum, as all the EMAs are layered how they should be. The 8, then the 21, then the 50, right? Then you have, obviously, the nasty drop off. But here's what's gross on the 6-hour, guys. No volatility. Typically, when there's no volatility, you get candles like this. This is where it gets dangerous, guys, because this is a structured consolidation by the CME. Let me go look at the 8-hour. See, heading towards low volatility. So low volatility on the 6, more than likely low volatility on the 4. Yep. Boom, 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 right? Because it goes up. So here, now that we went from the 6-hour to the 4, here's where we identify some bearishness. Bearishness, point number 1. Went to the 200, rejected. We're now below it. Bearishness number 2. We are now trading inside the gap that we had left, meaning that we're supposed to be here, and it's a scaled kind of pump, which means it's not real. It's fabricated, and I don't feel good about it. Bullishness number 1 on this. We are above the 8, above the 21. Soon the 8 should curl towards the 21, cross up above, and hopefully send us above the 200. Now, there's only an hour left on the 4-hour candle, so I hope we don't reject here like we have been, but this is something that's looking kind of good, right? On the 2-hour chart, you can start kind of seeing this is where it starts not necessarily feeling over, but we already got the 8 going over 21 and 50, and we got this pump. Now we're rejecting, but now we're above all EMAs. If we don't gain more traction upward here, we are going to start creating these down cross actions and following this EMA that's kind of already heading downward right on the 21 EMA. This yellow line is a real important one. You just track it and you see what's going on. So if the 2-hour is done with all the bullishness, yeah, same thing with the 1-hour, right? We wick below the 200, we faded all these crosses, and now we're above them. Next time we head down, let me show you something. This is what's important. A couple of y'all, you guys probably do understand this now that you've been looking at it for a couple of years with me. On this dump, we dumped all the way down here, right? And I'm going to go white just so it's brighter. So on that dump, we went there. The 21 crossed briefly under the 200, but we just went above, right? This little spot right here. Oh, I guess I got to do this too, right? You got this spot right here. Look at that. They did not cross it. That's attempt number 1. Attempt number 2, they were getting ready to cross it, but they faded it. Attempt number 3, after we dumped here and the EMAs were coming. So attempt 3. Yesterday, last night, we had another dump, but they faded the triple action on these. Attempt 4. So if the 200 is doing this, right? And we're going to zigzag here, right? You really, really do not want this. You want to remain above this level because on the next test, we are losing 21 underneath, right? Just like on the 30-hour, what I'm saying is going to potentially happen. Check this out. Let me just remove these circles, go to the 30-minute. It's happening here. It's starting to, at least. So if it's happening here, that means on the 15, it's already going. So check this out. 30-minute, we got the triple cross. We got the double cross. The 50 still hasn't crossed above the 200. So if we lose this area, all these EMAs are going to curl downward again. So this is a little bullishness that we have potential with this 50 crossing over. On the 15, you already got the triple cross up. See? Boom, boom, boom. So no more bullishness. Now, if you remain underneath the 8 for much longer, you're just going to submit to bearishness. And the pullback is coming, right? So you guys saw me break down a whole chart so you guys can see how I really identify what to do here. Let me add Egon back. If anyone's on here, admins, please, can you if you can you add people when they come in? Anyways, if not, then I'll just do it, whatever. Anyhow, the CME is doing exactly what we expected, which is just kind of trading sideways. So in order to find out what's coming, we got to look at the biggest of time frames. So we're going to go to the 5-day. Oh man, we found it. We have just been building and filling time gap as this 21 keeps getting closer and closer to the 50. Look how close it is for this cross now. There's no chance we fade this cross unless we go above the 50 ASAP. To go from here to the 50, how would you know? You take your bar, you take where you're at, and you drag it up, and you look. Okay?
When does this 5-day
So
close, Clutch?
the 5-day closes in 3 days. So this would be a 17, let me see, a 5.7, so a 6% move. We would need a 6% move before 3 days to be above the 50 so this doesn't cross. Okay, good question, Andrew, because it does matter. So what you're seeing here, right? It's holding on. Look at this bear flag with a false breakout. Then this looks like a false breakout if I've ever seen one, followed by max pain heading towards the 200. This is what I foresee. Look at what the 21's doing. I see the 21 doing this. And then bouncing here. Oops, I'll do it again because I almost had that good. Watch this. Let's do this. This is what I think is going to happen. It's going to meet it at this trend in 200, bounce up before it finally goes. Okay. This is my predictive 21 EMA for the CME on the 5-day. Let's see how that's going to look with the weekly. Yeah, see, it starts lining up very similar. And you get that cross incoming as well on the weekly, Andrew. So we predicted 2 to 4 weeks, a week and a half ago. It's coming. That cross is coming. There's no stopping it. Let's go to the 2-week. Man, look how the 2-week lines up with the 8. I'm sorry, with the 21. And the 8's already heading down. So, like, where we're at here, check this out. Right? We're below. Look at this nasty rejection to the 8. What the heck is going on? Sorry, guys. Rejection right to the 8 while the 21's just heading down. So, yeah, I think at some point we have to head towards this lifetime trend, just how USDT Dumpy Pumpy went on a lifetime trend. Let's go to the monthly real fast just to see if we identify anything. Yeah, we do. Engulfing candle, fully engulfing. Now it's losing that. The monthly ends in obviously a couple weeks. So look out for this candle here, because if this turns into a big, nasty red candle with a big old wick like this with the hammer, yeah, we're heading towards these 70K, 65K pockets and hopefully holding on from there. But I do expect bounces from these spots followed by rejections, and you know what kind of happens next. So for me, the CME is telling us one thing: pain seems to be on the way. For futures, it lines up 21 under a 50 on the weekly. On the 5-day, it already happened, right? So it front ran this thinking, no, we're going to go up. Okay, let's see. 3-day, looking better for Bitcoin as well. We're above. So check this out. Here's what's crazy. The cross happened on the 8 over the 200. Again, hadn't happened for a very long time. We're talking about historically on the 3-day for Bitcoin futures and the 9 years that it's leverage traded. It's only happened anywhere from 5 to 7 times, with one of them being right here. And now we rejected 21, fully engulfed that candle, bounced off the 8 and 200, rejected 21, but now we're stuck in no man's land. So for me, if we lose this 8 on the 3-day, which is 90K Bitcoin, essentially 90,300. So if you lose 90K, you're below this level, you're right towards the 200 EMA, and on the next time you're below it, the 8 and 50 are heading down. We have not been able to slow down the trajectory of these EMAs because of just how much bearishness we went through. So, hey, this looks okay with how much we're kind of holding here, but all it takes is a sneeze and this chart's underneath the 200, and then the 8's going to head down, the 21's going to head down, and the 50 is going to head down, give us crossing action and send us where? To the monthly 50. Because right now we rejected losing the 21 twice. On the third candle, we claimed it. But when this candle's closed, the monthly, and again, 15 days, if that happens and we lose the 21, it's our confirmation that we're heading to the 50, because then the 8, what's the 8 doing? The 8's doing that. It's undeniable, right? Like what the 8 is doing. So if we catch it here or here, look at that. That's within the next April, within the next quarter. There's a little gap here where if we lose this area and start heading down, this ADMA and all this pressure is just going to take us to the 50, and the 50 is 65K. It's funny how TA lines up like that when you know what to do. So that's CME and futures, and it's looking still like, dude, it's holding. But for how long? I don't like this. This consolidation, this is a bear flag. This is just kind of, there's a lot. Low volatility, white rabbit heading down, right? There's just a lot of things to look at here. So we're gonna finally land the plane with USDT Dumpy Pumpy. I'm not gonna go over Bitcoin dominance, is just kind of consolidating. Solana is doing his thing on the daily, trying to get all this triple action. It's front running what it thinks the CME and Bitcoin's going to do. If all this triple action happens, it's going to take us to the daily 200. So I'll see y'all at Solana 155 range, which is the zone 155 to 177 or 138 to 155. And we're right in the midst of that level. Ethereum, same thing. All these things are trying to front run, telling us that this is the bottom. But Ethereum actually cooled down now and it's underneath its 8. Earlier today, when I looked, it was above its 8. So, anyways, watch for it to reject the 8, lose the 21. It's been trying to front run on its way to the 200. As you can see, look how close Ethereum got to its daily 200. Look how far Solana is from its daily 200. Far, right? You can look at Bitcoin, how far it is from its daily 200. A ways away. It's not close, right? It needs a significant pump to get you that way. So anyhow, Solana and Ethereum front running, looking like they're running out of steam, except Solana is really just, it's ready to send. Solana is ready if Bitcoin's going to jump from here. So what is going to take is USDT dominance losing this trend. I told you guys when we first drew this trend, because Ghost and I had been following the other trend that we had lost up here, we found where we caught it. We found the trend on the 12-hour chart. It gave us a perfect structure. 2 touches right here, followed by another few touches here, but not once did it go below that trend, which makes it a solid line, not a gridded line, meaning it's a full real trend. But on the 12 hours where we identified it, but on the daily is where it solidified it now. And you notice ever since we did that trend on the 12-hour there, now we finished a couple daily candles perfectly structured. Okay, boom. The next thing to identify is, so other than this trend, was the weekly candle that was getting ready to end. Okay, and it was this candle here. Let me show you guys. Whoops. This one, right? That green candle. That green candle, we were underneath the 8. We were right towards that trend. And on the weekly time frame, it looks like it cut through. But, again, I can adjust it accordingly. So, that was just kind of I just do it just to see it. But the reality is, look at that. It's a perfect trend. Okay. Anyways, we went above the 8 right before the weekly candle closed last night. We then got that big old pumpy. Look, we wicked below the 8. Dude, that's 2 big wicks below the 8 that we stuffed. There was a third wick here and a fourth and all kinds of wicks towards the 8 there, but we're not going to count that. We're just going to look at these 2. When this weekly candle ends, we've already had all this crossing action. We've already had the monthly action. We've already had all that. What we're worried about is this engulfing candle for us that want the market to go up. If we recover from this and start wicking a green candle towards the upside, this is not good. This is for sure going to break out of this little bull flag that it's on and take us to the next level. On the 2-week, you can see it as well. We keep printing a perfect trend. The 2-week candle ends this week. So Sunday, when the weekly candle ends, so will the 2-week, but so will this support of the ADMA. So will this perfect structure in creating this perfect trend. You see that? 3 touches perfectly. Wick, solid, wick, perfectly. So these are the identifiers that you want to look at weekly, right? 2-week, monthly, all that matters. So now let's keep going down. The 5-day, all the bullish crossing already happened. This is a swing high that's getting stuffed. We are below the ADMA. On the 5-day, this is giving you hope. 3 days left for this 5-day. Please make it there with us just losing that 8 and losing this trend. On the 3-day, we're well under the 8 EMA. We're above the 21, but if we can lose this 21, it'll basically be us losing this trend, which will then flip the 8 EMA heading down. And at that point, I'll see you guys with a nice juicy longs towards the 250 levels, right? Because remember, this chart, when it dumpies, your bags pump. When this chart pumps, your bags dump. because this is stables. It tracks the dominance of USDT. When people sell alts, they're buying stables in a sense, right? So it pumps. When people are using their stables to buy alts, you're gonna get these big old dumps because people are just getting rid of their USDT. So right now, on the biggest of time frames, it is slowing down how many sellers we have, but you're starting to see the things that you don't want to see. And here it goes. On the daily, higher swing low. It's starting to create structure. First of all, I went to the support zone. I haven't read because it's the wrong kind of support. Please don't bounce off of that way. It goes red. We want it to go, down, but it's not. So, but on the daily, we created this perfect trend, right? We then rejected the 21, rejected losing the 8, and rejected the 50. And now look at where we're at. We reclaimed, we reclaimed the 50. Now the 8 is coming. These are daily candles, so it's hard for it to move. It's not going to just move that fast. But if we reclaim this area, get above the 8, we're going to head towards the 21, just like that wick. And there's a chance that if that happens, it's going to blow through that 21 and head us right to my Toyota and Ramen territory. For those that don't know, my Toyota and Ramen territory. Okay. So this was the bear market at the top. For those that can't visualize it, I'm going to flip the chart. Okay. So this is a historical. Obviously, there was only Bitcoin and a few coins, so dominance was high. As dominance started getting higher, things solidified. We went to 10%, right? The market, bear markets. Then we went on these little this 2-year bull market in which we made 1, 2, 3 attempts at all-time high. We made all-time high. We did not lose that lifetime trend, which will take us to Lambo and stake territory, which is like our golden run. The real Bitcoin 500K towards this area, right? So if we invert it back, right? So we want a rejection here so we can head towards that lifetime trend, bounce off of it, go back up, reject, and head there. This is the dream scenario. And we could catch this. It is creating a downtrend now. Maybe they don't want to give us the deep, deep bear market. Now, I don't think they don't want to give it to us. I think they're not going to give us what's obvious. Everyone thinks, obvious that this is just going to break through. Well, it don't work that way. But what does happen and what does work that way is when you're put up on game and you understand these rejections, when they're real, when they're not. Like a rejection with a big old pump in the market because you see this red candle. I wasn't sold because of all the other things that we looked at that were showing rejection. So we start shorting the market or longing stables, right? So for me, Toyota and Ramen territory, we don't like being there. You guys see how bad it gets. Exit liquidity, crime, scam pumps. It's nasty. But it gives us a chance, guys, when we're seeing some rejections there, and you really just want to see that 3-day. Okay, the 3-day is going to be everything here. As the 3-day, we're below the 8, above 21 on USDT dominance. For Bitcoin, on the 3-day, you guys know what we're waiting on, right? That little rejection and that cross that we had gotten on futures. Sorry, not the CME. It was futures, right? On the 3-day. Look how the 3-day on USDT dumpy pumpy is contingent on this little area dictating the market where it's going. And look at Bitcoin futures. The 3-day is in between the 8 and 21. What a coincidence, right? Between 8 and 21, between 8 and 21. It's almost as if it's meant to be. It's structured. USDT dominance is a tell. Track it. Hope that the way I break down charts really starts showing you, how to prepare yourself. And really, if you look on the 4-hour charts, guys, I'm going to just kind of show you here. I look for swing highs to then short. And then I look for continuation of support at 200 EMAs for longs. I've been able, sorry about that, guys. I've been able to take scalp longs. But you notice anyone that long here and is still holding, sure, you're up. Give yourself a round of applause. You went and did not take profits one time. Let's circle it. You did not take profit 1, 2 times, 3 times. Then you were almost break even again here. Now you're on a 4th time. Are you going to take profits? For me, how can I long anywhere and not take profits? Even if you long these bottoms, look at this. You got to take profits. Because if you bought and held here, you bought here, yeah, you're up right now. You survived all this. But what's going to happen with most traders, once we dump to these levels, they're break even. They'll start adding more, even though they shouldn't. Because why? You break even. But that's how they get you. You're DCA in the fact that you were up 50, 70, 100% and didn't take it. So don't get caught up like that. These types of swings here, I'm not longing crap until it identifies those bigger time frames and on USDT dominance. Let me reframe that. I am not longing crap that I'm holding for days. I'll hold a short for days. I'll frickin' hold a long for 1, 2 candles. 4 hour candles, dog. Like, on average, like if you long these spots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles before you had to take profit. If you longed here, 1, 2, 3 candles before you had to take profit. If you longed here, 1, 2, 3 candles before you had to take profit. If you long these levels, 1, 2, 3 or so candles, maybe 4 before you had to take profits. If you longed here, this is where, okay, you caught a breakout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, you didn't take profits. Okay, well, if you long these levels, how many candles is it going to take for you to realize that, man, nothing is really going more than 5 to 7 candles in a row other than the big ass red ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Just look at all these nastiness. Just since we went into this long kind of sideways market, it's just been longs pay you more. I'm sorry, shorts pay you more than longs. It's just a reality. The last massive profitable long that we had was here in April of 2025. But if you didn't take profit here, 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 you're just holding here. How much are you up? Let's just assume you got in at the bottom of the wick and you're kind of where we're at now. Wow, you crazy dog. You're up 20% still, but you were up at one point 70%. So you round trip 50% more if you long the perfect long on the 200 here. And now you're below the 200. So I can see justifying, okay, well, you cooked yourself by not taking profits, but you're below the 200. So I can see you now holding a swing long because you're just, I'm going to close this freaking trade at the 200, no ifs, ands, or buts. But then here's the reality. You're going to get candles that are going to put you above that, and then you won't take profits because you're going to say, there's more coming. I want to take profits here, says the bulls. Okay, 150K Bitcoin. Sure. You hold on to there. For me, I'll frickin' long when I feel it's the bottom. But for now, I'm going to keep shorting with conviction because it keeps paying me. You, however, trade with what makes you more comfortable. Don't just sit there and long just because you feel you should, and don't sit there and just short because you feel you should. That's not how it works. When it comes to trading, you definitely want to put yourself in a position where you see what's there, you see what they're telling you, then you see what they're showing you, and that should help you identify what they're trying to hide from you, right? The EMAs, the SMAs, the MAs, they're all lagging indicators. So if you want to look at things live as close as possible, you have to learn predictive TA. predictive market sentiment. And the predictions come from healthy data that can truly be analyzed and used properly. How else can a guy like he's here now, Ghost, never use USDT dominance yet, be a trader for years, start implementing it and adding it, and he's now gotten, I don't know if he's lost a trade. I haven't spoken to him for a couple of days, but he was at 100% this year. You know, he's gotten cooked a couple. Yeah, there you go. So he's gotten cooked a couple times in his career, like all of us all. No trader in the world has been marked safe from a nasty dump. So, or pump that goes opposite where you're going. But my point being is that when you have something that is legitimate, like USDT dominance, if you start applying it to your strategy, there is nothing other than more help, more, better improvements for you. Now, how much more? I mean, do you study the charts? Do you sit there and draw lines for hours because you want to figure this out? Do you sit there and do TA right before the end of the night? Do you sit there and do TA in the mornings? Do you have TA for breakfast? Do you have TA for lunch? Do you have TA for dinner? I look at TA, technical analysis, and market sentiment fields at least 6 to 10 times a day. I will literally spend 30 minutes a day on the timeline selecting on my search bar bullishness to the moon. This is the bottom, load up. 150K Bitcoin or I cut it off. You can literally look at all kinds of different things and then start realizing, yo, the timeline is bullish. I'll go to Reddit. I'll go to CoinMarketCap. I go everywhere. So these things matter. And I'm telling you, please use these things to help you. Don't use this to just be a bear. Don't use this to just be a bull. Use this to help you become a better trader, in which we're neither bears nor bulls. We just take the free money that the market likes to give us. So with Novex Finance, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, right? To be able to just quickly open up positions. It is so awesome and so smooth. And the best thing about it is that you have us always being around to be able to give you sentiment for that day or the next coming day. So for me, it's all scam and games until you get liquidated, right? Well, for me, then I'm just going to remain safe, and I'll rather be trading with my longer term trades, the trend of the market, and scalp the other side. Once it switches, then I switch to I'm holding longs, scalping shorts. But for now, I'm personally holding shorts and scalping longs. If anyone has anything else they want to add to the TA, please go ahead and do so. No, Andrew, Ghost, Alex. Alex, I know you're bullish. You're like a permanent bull too.
Yeah, but what was the range you said for Solana? 135 to 165?
138 to 155. That's the range that I would be interested on for Solana from now till Wednesday. Correct.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this 145 has been absolute resistance for a really long time, dude. We lost it, I think, on the 10th of or I guess our
or December.
October. No, it was I think it was November. Here, let me just see. November 13th. We lost 145 on November 13th.
Screen share if you want. Add your screen. I'll go ahead and add it.
Okay, give me a sec. Share screen window. Bam.
Because yeah, if you're pointing out what you're looking at, we're not looking at what you're looking at. So, but here we go. Okay.
Hold on, it's the wrong one.
We can see your screen now, senor.
Okay. So 145, we lost it November 13th. These are 4-hour candles. Let me go to the daily real quick. Oh. All right. So 145, we lost it on November 13th. It's been our resistance ever since, like literally ever since. That's what I'm really looking for. All of this is still noise to me. I've had the equal amount of shorts this year that I've made money on as I've made on my longs. I have a couple bigger longs that I've won on, but like as far as the dollar amount is concerned, but even amount of trades for the most part, like maybe 6 and 6 so far in the year. But this has just been really rough, a rough spot, 145. That's really what I'm looking at as far as the breakthroughs go. You look at USDT dominance, it held 6% again as its baseline of support right now currently. We've had deviations, right? But they've just ripped right back up. So if we can lose 6% on USDT dominance and then actually come up and hit it as resistance, unlike last time, then I think that's where we get that push to break past that 145. Sol dominance, this is the highest it's been since I've been tracking it. It just broke 2.5% for the first time and held it. So we'll see if we can continue to hold that there. But yeah, I like your range. I'd be happy with the buck something. Buck 58, you said?
Buck 55.
Buck 55.
There's an EMA there somewhere. The daily. Look at the daily 200 at EMA. I believe for salami, it's around 160. Check it. Here, let me go to salami.
I got you.
Daily 160.76 on Binance aggregated Solana price. So because it's going down, right? So by the time we meet it, it might be 159, 158, 155, something, or it could just go immediately if Bitcoin can just jumps up 2 points here. Solana's going to jump 5 points. 10% from Solana from this point would be $14. So $7 more, right? 5% would take us right around 150. So I can see that 150 to 155 range kind of being where you really want to start looking at taking profits if it confirms that we're heading that way, because you may not make it all the way to 160, right? So because these are lagging indicators, so there's a chance that the 200 EMA on Solana is not actually 160 right now, right? If it let's just say it's 2-3 candles late, maybe on a lagging indicator wise, we're at like 158 Solana right now. So 158, bro. Like if I'm longing here and I see 158 Solana, I don't know how I'm not taking profits there, or at the very least setting a stop loss at 157.99, right? Like I don't know if we get anything higher than 155, but if we did, I don't know if we can make it to 160. When's the last time we've made it to 160, bro? Like we have not been in the 160 levels since this little cluster. Yeah, in November. Yeah, exactly. So to me is like, will we go there on the first try after finally being above the daily 50? Because we're finally above the daily 50, and that has not been the case, being above the daily 50 since we completely got cooked in October. Yeah, when we were in the two sums, right? So that daily 50 is important. It's a real resistance level, and we're above it now, so there's a chance, right? But the concerning part is that Solana is one of the only ones on that level. It's front running, which tells me it's guessing. It's not, I'm not saying it's not real, but what I'm saying is it's for sure not guaranteed that it's fake, right? You tell me which one you think it is, but the truth of the matter is that there's way more resistance than there is support at these levels. So that's why I'm saying, hey, this is a realistic range and we can't really pump there. But if we do, it doesn't really mean anything just yet. So this is kind of why I'm on a little bit more than see green, take green. If you see green, maybe set a stop loss, because right now there is the potential of a decent little 5 to 15% jump for Solana.
Yeah, it's just this 145 has been really rough, man.
You're not confident. You're not confident with that 145. You have been saying that 100%. 100%.
Yeah, for me, I've been this is where you could see my trim right as we get close every time.
Right.
I mean, this is shorts and longs now at this point. I think I have 6 shorts and 7 longs or something like that. But
Sir, you said 6. Are you sure you're not meaning 6,000 or 600? Because by the looks of all those ticks, bro, that's thousands.
well, no, because you know me, I like to dribble in and dribble out. So
I'm just
I mean,
messing
my
with you, bro.
position
No,
history will
he
show
has
you.
crazy activity for sure.
I think they're all like here's the last obviously the last couple of days have been all longs, but there's one short. How do I get it higher? Position history. How do I go further down in this? Oh, there he goes. Yeah, see, here's a cluster of shorts I was taking too. I mean, just for me, it's just been whatever I'm seeing. Lately, obviously, longs have been printing, but I was taking shorts on every other one. So I guess, yeah, it's more than 7 and 6 now. I guess that was an old stat of mine. But I still have just been printing green just because I've still been in the take green, see green, take green mode. But what I do like seeing is the 12 is finally trying to get back above the 50. I just don't have enough oomph on that 50. We broke it, we held it, and then we finally just deviated below it again. So we're kind of been pitter pattering around it. This is like, even if we close above the daily, above the 50 today, we still haven't had 3 days in a row yet. So this next day at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, if we're still above the 50 and we close above the 50 and get our first 3 days above the 50, you're going to start to see a lot of curvature on all of these EMAs. And yeah, I'm with you on at least coming up and touching the 100 at 150. We haven't touched the 100 since that same time frame of losing it, which was October 28th. We got up above it for momentarily. But same kind of rules apply, man. October 10th, that crazy liquidation event, we still have just not been able to get them to cross. So it's looking like a decent setup, though. I see where you're saying big time now, not having to be overly aggressive on the C green, take green. Yesterday was kind of one of those days for me. I set myself up for a decent size position, and I was trimming very small. Like I had like 5, 10, 15, trims on here. I was trimming, I think I had 120 soul count on 50x leverage, and I was trimming literally 10 at a time. Rather than normally, I like to trim half and then maybe start doing a third, whatever's left over. It's looking like it's trying, but I've been here before. I've been here before on this 145 and just getting juked out. 145, getting juked out. 145, getting juked out. 145, getting juked out. Here's another 145, and it's almost to the penny, bro. It's 144.21 is the high on Novex's trading view, and then if we go off of 144.70 off of Coinbase on trading view, it's just, I don't know, man. I want to see that 145 break and hold. That's what I want. I want a 145 break and hold.
No, for sure. So it's kind of like the easy move would be if it just breaks through here and just heads to the daily 200, right? That's trading on easy mode. That's the market maker saying, hey, we wrecked y'all for Christmas. I'm going to now give y'all some free money for Christmas. I don't see it. I don't know. Like, this to me feels like a nasty fake out. Because look, measure the peak that we're on now and measure your peak right around December. Look at that engulfing candle that happened on the green. Right there. Boom. Right? We're still below. Like, we're right there, dude. Check, put the bar, your cursor right at the top of that. Where you're, right there. Yeah, see? Like, so that to me, that's the top that I think you would want to take profits. What is that? 150 what? Or 146?
146.92.
Oh, there, you see what I'm saying? So it doesn't guarantee you that it's heading to the 160 mark. That's going to be an insane area of like, oh, yeah, so you thought.
Well, this is the key, right? Look at where it closed on that day. 144.81. It broke it, but it couldn't close above it. And even on the 9th of December, the high was 144.97. Like, it just doesn't want to close above. I need to
It's
close
just,
above
right.
to hold longer term in my eyes.
Well,
Like
what I would want if I'm you, like with what you're saying, I would want to close above, followed by a wick below it on the next
and that's
candle.
where you end. That's where you
And
add. Yeah.
that's where you enter or add, and
Yes.
then
Yeah.
kind of go from there. So yeah, I guess we'll see, man. But just
I'm
like
in
look,
the same boat as that. Yes, that's
just
exactly
go
what
to
I'm in.
USDT Dumpy Pumpy, bro, and it's that upcoming 3-day and 5-day area of interest. That's gonna be the big deal because we're now on this trend, on this perfect little trend here. So on this little drop down, so we haven't gone below that. So here, let me screen share mine because I already have it. Give me a second. Where's Pumpy Dumpy? 1 second. What the heck? Hold on. Sorry. It's not showing it. There it goes. Okay. So now let's go to my screen. Let me add it. Am I there? Yep. Okay. Let's go. Anybody's requesting. All right. Now let me go to USDT dominance. I'm on the Solana one. So we established, dude. Remember we lost the daily trend, right? You and I were following the trend that was this way, right? We lost this trend, and now we perfectly have structured this trend here. And on this dump here, this is going to be your tell if we're going to go up or down on the market. If we follow this trend here and bounce from there, we're going to get a nasty ass dump. You really want to start seeing wicks below this trend. I moved it. We technically haven't wicked. I know right there I have it right below, but that's just my inaccuracy here. I could be perfect with the line. But anyways, nothing has wicked below it and established it on the 12-day. On the 12-hour, it is now making a perfect trend on the daily. On the 3-day, look at this, dude. It now has a 3-day uptrend as well. So this is how it's this is easy mode here now. If you see this trend reject, just like the last one, easy long, right? Because we're going to dump to the 50 and then we long. But if we bounce on this trend, bro, I expect a test of 7% again. Or
Check the weekly on it.
A weekly?
Yeah, this is why I was taking longs recently. On the predictive bear trend that you have, that downward trend line,
that
this
little trend downward. Yep. Anytime you're up there, just take a freaking long. Yeah, no, we've been use the Toyota and ramen zone very, very wisely.
Yeah, so there's another thing that I've been looking at is it's 6% support.
Yep, that's the one I have. Look,
I've been closing my longs. Yeah, I've been closing my longs there because it's like until we really lose it and reject it,
there's no reason to keep going.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, and the last bullishness that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you good. I was going to say just the 50 SMA has been my entry lately for longs because every time it's came up to touch the 50 SMA, it just keeps rejecting it, which could also be EMAs and SMAs. They a lot of them align at times, so it could be something as simple as whatever your yellow one is. What is your yellow?
21 EMA. So yeah, it's around 30s. Yeah. So anytime it rejects the 21 EMA on the daily, you just been longing, and that's good. And when you just start heading towards this trend, you stop your trades. See, like this trend that it's now following here, you want to reject it. So then we lose the 21 and 8 under the 50, which hasn't happened since we bottomed out way the heck over here. Watch. Last time that happened was right around here. Right? Towards these levels, 21 and 50 went under the 200, and we went from 5% down to 3.8, right? So it's a big move. That's a 30% move or so, 25 to 35%, whatever the exact math is. But yeah, this is a big deal in the market. You don't want to see a bounce here. If we see a bounce here, it's just, dude, it's freaking telling you it's freaking over. You really need to lose this trend, dude. You cannot have a shot. Because otherwise, I'll see you guys at the 200, and then that's kind of like the final test, right? If we do get a dump, so if we lose this trend, don't just long uncontrollably either. It doesn't mean anything until you lose 5.6%. Right here, watch. Where my cursor is at, boom. You want to lose right here, which will confirm the 200 EMA, and then you can keep longing to the 200. So that's the play here, right? If you are going to enter longs. But yeah, dude, saucy place in the market. But as always, guys, make sure you maintain safety, as you can get cooked trading very, very easily if you're just kind of blindsiding yourself and picking whatever. But we're going to, as always, we're going to be around. Make sure you join the Telegram. It's Novex Fi. It's free to enter. And we just discuss a lot of trading stuff. You get a lot of trades, you just get a lot of sentiment, and you just get access. We're also dropping some alpha with some upcoming social fi campaigns. There's a bunch of stuff in the works, but I want you guys to know Novex is only in its infancy, in its soft launch stage of its first 3 months. We should be fully live and ready by February, March time with the social fi campaign and everything we're going to be doing. So you want to keep showing up to these. We're going to track our traders, track volume, and we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff. So unless anyone else has anything else to add before we dip out of here, I'm going to play us a song and end the stream. Mads, I know you came in saying something earlier. What's up? Exactly. Egon, what were we trying to say?
I just wanted to say it was a great show, and I've been following this TA for the whole week in anticipation of this Wednesday on the 15th. Yeah. Been having that eye on the calendar for a while. So, yeah, anybody, like Clutch said, tap in and get with us if you like what you see.
Heck yeah, appreciate you, Egon. What's up, Alex? Alexa.
No, I just wondered if you wanted to mention the AMA coming up.
Yeah, so on Wednesday after Trade Talk, so we'll do so instead of check-in question, then TA, we're going to do TA, a brief intro, and then we're going to do an EMA with a new guest. Tell us about the guest, Alex.
Yeah, we've got the founder of Zing Signals coming in. So he's going to tell us about the new platform that he's bringing to market. So it's basically, he's made a professional trading platform for Solana meme coins. It's basically like a Bloomberg style terminal for Solana meme coins. So there's every tool you can think of in there. It's it's insane. Because he's running his own server and node, the latency is down at 20 milliseconds, which is like 50 times faster than any other trading block.
Save the info for the AMA. Don't give us all the details now.
The AMA, but let's get to the music now.
Heck yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you for being here. You could have been anywhere else, but vibing with us. You'll always have our favor. Keep coming through and getting this TA. And as always, don't be used as exit liquidity by these market makers. Check out Novex Finance. Check us all out on socials, and we'll catch you guys around. Which song am I going to play here? Let's do Novex in my pocket, baby, because it's that easy. You got phone. You have access to trading and taking this exit liquidity from the market makers. Use them. Don't let them use you.
Top down, sun going on the chrome, I'm locked in. Whole squad talking about the charts, we tapped in. Novex in my pocket, that's the hotline. Turn a long week into a good sign. Used to clock in, clock out, same story. Scrolling on my phone, dreaming about a lane for me. Then I seen the candles, colors on the same screen. Game playing clean, feeling like a daydream. One tap, now I'm reading all the facts, that's grown talk. Money on a mission, I don't chase, I let it walk. Learn the levels, learn the risk, never rushing. Patience in the stash, now my future stay flushing. From the couch to the cloud, I was second guessing. Now I'm chart checking, every session is a lesson. Little win stack, that's compounding grace. Now I bring calm to a fast marketplace. Novex in my pocket, yeah, I move with ease. Smooth with the numbers like a west coast breeze. From the lows to the highs, I just ride that wave. Turn a plan to a profit, watch the mindset raise. Novex in my pocket, put the fear on mute. Lay back, hustle with a long view route. If you feel that shift when the doubt gets loud, let the screen light up, we gon' break that cloud. Sunrise check, I ain't stressing at the open, got a watch list built, every symbol got a motor. Wrist set tight, I ain't tryna chase hype. Discipline, drip, that's a different type of life. I remember over trading, hands sweating on the pad. Now I breathe first, let the noise run past. Journal on the desk, every move, every reason. Turn loss into wisdom, that's a champion season. Group chat buzzing, everybody on the same road. Share a little game, pay it forward as it grows. See my cousin just start, eyes wide, heart heavy. Told him small size, big plan, keep steady. We don't gamble, we don't prey on the spike. We just study, set a limit, live life we like. Still barbecue, still laugh, still chill. But the future in the background, slowly getting filled. Novex in my pocket, yeah, I move with ease. Smooth with the numbers like a West Coast breeze. From the lows to the highs, I just ride that wave. Turn a plan to a profit, watch the mindset raise. Novex in my pocket, put the fear on mute. Lay back, hustle with a long view route. If you feel that shift when the doubt gets loud, let the screen light up, we gon' break that cloud. 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 More than green on the screen, it's a mind state. Mind state, mind state. We don't fold when the line shake. We just zoom out, see the whole play. From the first small buy to the first withdrawal, that's proof you can build from a little bit of all. Yeah, that's yours now. On your lane, on your route, stand tall. Yeah. OG turf where they told us take what you can. Now it's playing what you keep, let it work in your hand. Neighborhood can see me scroll, asking what I'm watching. Just some candles and some patience, little bro, that's options. I ain't selling dreams, I'm just showing them the process. Tiny daily steps, same time, that's progress. It ain't overnight, but it's over time. And over doubt, over fear, over every old line. Now my mom more calm, bills paid on the first. I'm a toast to the charts that reverse that curse. Still the same me, white tee, same sneakers. But the balance say I leveled up the speaker. Look, if you lost, we can learn it together. Check the trend, check the news, check the look.